Every single morning I wake up to a full content strategy just sitting in my inbox. It has competitor breakdowns, content gap analysis, ranked video ideas with hooks, and a full script just ready to go. This whole thing, the system, the AI agent, it took me about 10 minutes to build. And this is what that report looks like. So every single competitor video from the past week pulled and organized, a full gap analysis showing me what's missing, 5 ranked video ideas with titles, hooks, and rehooks, a full script written on the number one idea, and this all gets delivered to me every single morning at 7 a.m. Let me show you what I built and exactly how I did it. This is where Twin comes in, and I was genuinely shocked at how easy it was. Honestly, this is one of the easiest AI tools that I've used in a while. If you're a content creator, you already know the grind. You have to come up with the video ideas. You have to research to see what your competitors are doing, figuring out what topics are actually performing, and then sitting down and writing a script on top of all of it. This whole process can eat up hours every single week. And here's the thing, right? You end up spending more time researching and planning than you do actually creating the content. And that's really unbalanced in my opinion. I've been making content in the AI automation space for a while now, and up until this point, my process was pretty manual. I'm going to my competitors' channels, then I'm scrolling through their recent uploads, trying to figure out what's getting views, what topics I haven't covered yet, and then what angles I should take. And then I'm usually opening up a blank Google Doc and trying to turn all of that into a script using Claude Opus 4.7 or something like that. It works, but it's pretty slow. I've tried automating this before with tools like make.com, N8N, stuff like that. And the problem is you still have to find the right scrapers, you still have to hook up all of these APIs, and you have to build out the entire workflow yourself. It's a whole project just to get the automations running right. And by the time you're done setting it up, you could have just done the research manually. And by the way, if you want to try Twin for yourself, I'll have the links down below. They have a free plan to get you started, and they're generous with 1,000 credits. But let me show you what I mean first. So real quick, let me explain what Twin actually is. Twin is not a chatbot. It's not a workflow builder where you're dragging and dropping all the nodes and connecting them. It's an AI agent platform. You come to it with an idea, describe what you want in plain English, and it builds it for you. The cool thing is it doesn't need pre-built integrations, and if there's an API or something, it connects to it automatically. If there's no API, then it spins up a browser agent and it navigates the whole interface like a human would. And if it runs into an error, it doesn't just stop and tell you to go fix it. It comes up with a plan and resolves it on its own. This is cool. Don't just take my word for it. Let me actually build this thing live with you right now so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so we're inside Twin, and all I have to do is describe what I want this agent to do. So I'm gonna paste in this system prompt. And if you guys want the system prompt, I'll have it linked down below. I want to build an automated content machine for my YouTube/social media channel. Here's exactly what I want you to do. Step 1, competitor monitoring. So every single morning at 7 a.m., scrape the last 7 days of content from these competitor YouTube channels and social media accounts. And then I listed 2 of my competitors. For each piece of content, pull the title, estimated views, topic, format type, talking head, tutorial, list video, etc. Step 2 is the gap analysis. So compare what competitors are posting against my own recent content. Identify topics that I'm not covering, so on and so forth. And then here is I just pasted in my channel. So I went to my channel on YouTube and copied and pasted in the URL. Step 3, video idea generation. Based on the gap analysis, generate 5 ranked videos or video ideas for my channel. My niche is AI automation and AI agents for small businesses. Here's my target audience. Step 4, script writing. Take the number 1 ranked video idea and write the full YouTube script for it, blah, blah, blah. Step 5, daily delivery. This is where I want you to package everything: competitor breakdown, gap analysis, the ranked ideas, the full script, all of it into a Google Doc. So that's the whole prompt. Let's just hit enter and see what it does. Right off the bat, it's getting to work. It's analyzing my entire instructions that I gave it, and then it's coming up with a plan of action. It came up with a plan of action, and then it hit me up with, shall I build it, with some options to select. If I'm happy with the plan, I can say, yes, build it. If I want to, let's see what option 2 is, use 1 doc per day instead of a running archive, or add other social media platforms too. Let me adjust something else, or I can type in other. I'm happy with the plan, so I'm just gonna say build it, and then it's gonna fire off and start building the agent for me. The cool thing is you can see in real time that it's building the agent. You can see its logic, you can see, the plan of action, you can see when it runs into errors and how it goes about debugging those errors, how it goes about, trying to figure out roundabout ways if it runs into any issues, any roadblocks. It's a really cool tool. And remember, up to this point, the only thing I've done so far is I just gave it the instructions. I gave it essentially my idea. This is what I want. Here's what I think you'll need to start. Hit enter, fire off, and we're just gonna build this in real time. So let's take a look and see what it did. It's still running, by the way. So building the daily content machine. Number one, we need to scrape the competition and Mason's YouTube channels. So it went through all of this, and then at the very end, we can see the last step before it paused. It said all 3 YouTube scrapers are running. So I didn't have to hook up any nodes, any, drag and drop interface. We don't touch any of that on Twin. It literally went out and found the YouTube scrapers for me. I didn't have to touch any APIs or configure any of that. And now we're just waiting for about 4 minutes for them to complete, and then we're gonna fetch the results. So when I say we, I really just mean Twin. At the end of the 4 minutes, it actually paused. I should have shown you guys the timer. You can see it counting down. It just spun back up and continued right where it left off. All 3 of the YouTube scrapers succeeded. It looks like it used Apify. So I didn't have to go search for an Apify scraper. I didn't have to hook up all of that logic. It just did it all for me. And then it tested it to make sure that it actually works. As it's going through the build process, it said, now let me generate the gap analysis, 5 ranked video ideas in a single LLM call with structured output. It got the structured briefing, and then it said, let me verify that it has 5 ideas and save it. Wait, it says ideas count is 6, but I actually, or I asked exactly for 5 and only 5 printed uniquely. Let me check. The LLM added a duplicate rank 1 at position 5. So it's going through and testing this whole process, the whole build, as we're going, as it's building itself out, just to verify each step to make sure that it gets built out to my specifications, per my system prompt at the beginning of this video. And currently it's generating the full script. So I just want to point out really quick, this is the version 1. This is building out the agent that's going to run autonomously for me every single day at 7 a.m. So this is just the build portion. Once it's built and I like the output and I don't want to configure anything else, I basically just leave it on, and every single day, like clockwork, while I sleep, it basically generates this whole report for me each day. It's not like I have to come back and prompt it every single day I want one of these reports. That would kind of defeat the whole purpose of automation and having an AI agent. It generated the script, it read it, it looks good. Now it's building the HTML email report template and rendering it. It's checking the existing archive doc or determining if it needs to create one, and then it's rendering the report. It determined that there's no existing doc, which makes sense. It's creating it for the first time. It created the Google Doc for me. Now, I want to also mention, I didn't have to hook up my Google Drive, my Google Doc. I didn't have to mess with any of those APIs. It's just doing it all by itself. I believe they're probably using their own Google Drive setup somehow. But this is nice because in the future, if I do want it to utilize my own Google Drive, my own Google Docs, I can just prompt away and tell the agent, hey, I want to use my own Google Drive, my own Google accounts. What do you need from me? And it can guide me through the process. So it just rendered the email template and then sent over that email. We'll go take a look at that in just a sec. And then it actually did some end-to-end validation. So end-to-end validated. Now let me write the agent instructions, which it's currently doing. It's just wrapping up now. So your daily content machine is live. Today's briefing already hit your inbox, and the archive doc scheduled for 7 a.m. Mountain Time daily. What's next? It is really nice to see an AI tool out there where I'm not having to drag and drop and go to APIs and configure everything. It's just doing it all autonomously for me. Building out a system like this with multiple workflows, all the automations, this would have taken me probably half a day or a day tops if I just set all of my time aside. I just did that in 10 minutes. Let's take a look at this email and see what it spit out for me. So I already love it. It's nice and clean. We have my daily YouTube briefing, April 20th, 2026. We have an executive summary right here. We have a lot of Nate's videos. We have a lot of Nick's videos. We have the title with links. I can see the date, the views, the format, and the median. It did the analysis for me and came up with some viral outliers. Claude just destroyed every video editing tool. Claude Design just became unstoppable. Claude Routines just dropped and it's perfect. 3 minutes, 1 call, $2,000 a year. This one was mine, and this one was also mine. Build a demo AI receptionist in under 5 minutes. So it came up with gap topics for me that I haven't covered. Claude as a creative/content production tool. Claude Opus 4.7, I haven't touched on that yet because it actually just came out. So Claude Opus 4.7 model review and capabilities breakdown, that would be a really good one to capitalize on probably yesterday. Claude Routines, 24/7 autonomous agents. That's a little bit old, but I definitely should cover that as well. Multi-tool AI workflows. So using Claude with HeyGen, HeyGen, a combination of the two. An honest head-to-head AI tool comparison with real test data. Here are some trending formats. So long form tutorial video, 10 to 35 minutes. Here is the evidence. Here is the takeaway for me. So Mason should increase long form tutorial output. His only 2 long form videos in the past 30 days averaged below the median, suggesting inconsistency rather than format failure. More reps with timely topics is the fix. I've been so busy this past month with client projects, so that's why the inconsistency is there, but it's good to know, and it picked up on that. This tool is going to help me significantly post more consistently. The list just goes on with headings, bullet points, and a summary, key takeaways for me that are just like bite-sized that I can just skim over this really quick. Here are 5 ranked video ideas for me. So I can do number 1, audience, both, Claude Routines 24/7 agent for small businesses. Show how to build a Claude Routines powered autonomous agent for a real small business use case and package it as a recurring revenue service for AI sellers. Here are some working titles for me. Here are some hooks. So I have 5 hooks that I can choose from. Here are 5 additional rehooks. And I can probably, what I would honestly do is I should probably go back to my twin AI agent and give it some additional instructions and pointers as to what hooks actually work and my kind of talking style, if that makes sense. So give it some context so that it just doesn't spit out generic AI slop, if that makes sense. So that's what I would do or should do. I should take it a step further before I just start generating these every single day. So going back to Twin, making some modifications to my AI agent, but like you saw in the video up to this point, it's really easy. I just give it an idea, give it context, it goes and builds everything out, tests everything out end to end, and at the end, I have a fully functioning AI agent. Very cool stuff. Here's video number 2. Claude AI video ad creation for small business, Claude Opus 4.7, honest small business test. And then at the very end, we can get a full script for the top idea, which it determined the number 1 idea for me to create, or the top idea based on all of the data that it scraped, is the Claude Routines video. And here is my full script. So Claude just dropped Routines and I immediately built a 24/7 AI employee for a local business. Here's that exact setup. I'm talking a fully autonomous agent that monitors leads, sends follow-up messages, responds to Google reviews, books appointments, all while the business owner is asleep. 0 human touch points. I'd never really recommend 0 human touch points, by the way, with AI, but you get the idea. It generated the whole script. It gave me hook alternatives. So we have hook 1. It's the chosen and primary one. Here's hook 2, hook 3, hook 4, hook 5. And then here are some rehooks to rehook my audience. I can use this in the middle of my video or maybe at the 2-minute mark, just so that that's typically where the retention starts to drop off. Here's what's exactly happening inside most small businesses right now, and then go on explaining it. It's just there. I just have to read it. What Claude Routines actually is, and then the live build step by step, just walking me through the whole process. This is really nice because it gives me a starting point where I can go actually build it myself beforehand, before making the video, so I know what I'm doing. And then one of the last sections, how to sell this as a service, because that is most of my audience online, is people wanting to get into AI and start selling AI products and AI services to businesses. Common mistakes to avoid, call to action, and then end of script. And that is my whole report that I get every single day. At the very end, I have the links to all of their top performing videos, and I actually have a Google document that I can just copy and paste over into my Google Drive if I want to. So remember, this isn't just a one-time thing. This runs every single morning at 7 a.m. So tomorrow in the morning, I'm going to wake up and there's going to be a fresh report just sitting right there in my inbox with new competitor data, new gaps, new ideas, new scripts. And that's the power of having an AI agent doing all of this for you on autopilot. If you're a content creator and you're just spending hours every single week on research, on scripting, honestly, just go give this a try. I want to zoom out for a second because this wasn't just a cool demo, right? This changes my current approach to creating content. I'm not starting from a blank page anymore. I have data-driven ideas, not just guesses, right? Taking shots in the dark. I have data-driven ideas sitting in my inbox before I even start my day. I do need to go back in and give it some context and clues to write better hooks and give it additional context as to, how I actually talk on my videos. I do need to go in and do that but those are just some minor modifications. Other than that, it's based on real competitor data from channels in my niche with actual performance metrics behind every single idea. And here's what makes Twin different than everything else that I've used. So with Make or N8N, what I have to do to build something like this, I would have needed to find the right scrapers, hook them up with my own API keys, build out error handling, that's always a pain, test everything, every single module or every single node manually. That's like a whole day's project or maybe even a weekend project if I'm just, hitting roadblocks. And then as I push it into production next week, if something breaks, there I am back at it inside of make.com or N8N just debugging the whole thing. But with Twin, it was so easy. I just described what I wanted and it built the whole thing for me in real time before my eyes. And one of the coolest things is that these agents are self-healing too. So if something breaks tomorrow, maybe a scraper runs into an output issue or the output shifts, it diagnoses the issue. This is Twin, by the way, my agent. It diagnoses the issue itself and fixes itself. I don't have to go back in and touch it. This is the whole point of automating with AI agents. And this is just version 1, by the way. So I can extend it whenever I want. I can add more competitor channels whenever I want. I can connect it up to my own Gmail. I can connect it up to my own Google Drive. I can tell it also to scrape trending topics on Twitter or Reddit or X or Instagram. Really, it's totally completely flexible. And the more it runs, the cheaper it gets because it switches to a lightweight model for recurring tasks. It's literally just getting better and cheaper over time. So if you want to try Twin for yourself, the link is the first thing in my description below. They have a generous free plan with 1,000 credits to start. That's way more than enough to build out your first agent and see what this thing can actually do. Whether you're a content creator looking to improve your current workflows like the one that I just showed you, or if you're someone selling AI services to clients and you just want to add this to your toolbox, Twin is a tool that you need to check out. If you have any questions, then just drop them down in the comments. I answer every single one of them. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe for more Agentic AI content. I'll see you guys on the next one.